Hello, I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Here to name anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Or anyone that is, if I didn't get Rumble going, silly me. Or anyone that is facilitating scammers. It's my new thing. Now, I would be out of business tomorrow if I got to work for Zoom. I could go into Zoom's building, I could go through YouTube channels and find all the people using Zoom to promote multi-level marketing. And then go, remember Section 8 of your own policy that states that people may not use Zoom to run financial investment opportunities, and specifically says cannot use to do multi-level marketing. Now, right now, I have actually got over 120 tabs open in my web browser. I'm fishing for a Zoom meeting to light up, and some scammer will start gaslighting people in the Zoom meeting about how they should invest in an opportunity of a lifetime. And if they don't, they will use fear of missing out tactics that I cringe and make my skin curl, my toes curl, when I hear them. So I've been writing to Zoom. Yesterday I thought I'd write a letter to Zoom on their community area and suggest that they took the amount of people using Zoom to commit crimes seriously. I got a reply. They said, our community area is not for posting this type of information. There is a report option on a Zoom meeting where you can report somebody. Now, you basically need to be a policeman, have a judge license, and evidence rock solid before they'll even listen to you. But ironically, we had a judge, Grace Zumba. She's a federal judge, and we had evidence on her promoting Ponzi scheme called We Are All Satoshi. She got struck off as a judge. Well, I don't think she did actually get struck off. She just didn't get voted back in. But she got publicly reprimanded on Eyewitness News in America for her misconduct. Let's just say that. But now she's running We Are All Satoshi, which started by Sam Lee. Sam Lee's been charged in connection to a $1.9 billion scam, and it just goes on and on and on. Look, I'm not going to muck around too much because I'm doing a sneaky live. But this is my web browser. Boom, that turned out funny. And that's me with my thumbs down. Do you like my AI image? It's pretty good, isn't it? I'm going to read this blog at the end. But first of all, I just want to go through here because I know this blog is embedded in the video that this video I'm doing is embedded in the top of the blog I've written. And I've written back to Zoom and I've asked them to have a look at actually what I'm doing. Jelly Snack, where do you hide? You're always here. Nice to have you here in the chat room. But I just wanted to show Zoom how many Zoom meetings I have on my computer which are running Zoom meetings at least each week. And you can go through there and you can see in Promise United, that's a lady called Ma Samavu. She is the right-hand lady for Sam Lee. And some of these names I can't even read. Some of these people leave their Zoom meetings open all the time, like this one, just to monitor who goes in and out. And then you'll go back to these rooms and they'll have 300 or 400 people in here learning how to gaslight each other into investment opportunities, which is against your terms and conditions. So I'll shut that one down. Now I'm just going to take it to another level here. I'm going to bring up my website. And on my website, I have an area called Contact. Contact, when you hold your mouse over, it comes up with bookmarks. Now, not all the links that I have in my current bookmarks, but this is where I get these Zoom meetings from. I've even set up a page where people can fill out a Zoom link, a name, an ID, and a password. So I can go in there and investigate whether it is running a scam or not. But I've taken it a step further. If you come down here a little bit more, you'll see I've got links to streaming Zoom. And these are links to Boomerang, which is a Ponzi scheme we've been tracking for the last 2 years probably, and they've taken $350 million from the community of Zoom. And these are ones that I need to have an account with to log in first. Strategy Labs was one ran by a guy called Pinicky Nark, I used to always say. He was involved with Hyperverse. Overdrome, well, that's fallen over. Marvel Global. Ponzi Patrol are my favourites. I put all my good Zoom meetings in there. I just found a Zoom meeting for Millionaire Mercenary. Now, she has now decided to do webinars, and she's trying to keep it off. Now, I've got a premiere starting in about 10 minutes, and I've got a secret meeting that she's hosting on your platform, teaching people how to do trading. It's not legit, but you can see the idea that if you go down here, these are ones where I need a passcode to get in, and you can use these passcodes, and you can find the IDs to all these people's Zoom accounts and shut them down if you really care. I don't get it. Zoom, why don't you shut down these people? It wouldn't take a science degree to see that these guys are promoting multi-level marketing. So look at them. We've got webinars, and I'm basically giving you access to all my Zoom meeting links so you can shut them down. Have I done that before? Yes, I have. Did it make any difference? No, it didn't. And then you're going to say, well, we need some evidence. And I'll go, well, what sort of evidence would you like? The Sam Lee, we've got the DFPI, Texas State Security, they've given me 4 warnings. British Columbia, financial markets in Australia. So if I'm just opening up a few here. This is not all of them. I haven't got all day to give you all of them, but I'm certainly going to give you a few of them. And we're in correspondence with people at the moment. State of Wyoming, well, that's more, yeah. So if I went here and I just say, like, if I shut these down and I went next door, where we are, we're at the wrong end. Let's go backwards. It's a bit confusing when you have as many as I do. So let's go. So if you want evidence, these companies, you just need to go and hang out on the government websites and listen to all the warnings. So let me get back to the start here. Right, the Jan Gregory. Well, if you go and have a look for Bit Harvest on YouTube, you'll see that he runs Zoom meetings all the time. And he's got fined $147,000, I think, from the Alberta Security Commission, and they have contacted me asking for his address because they thought I might know, because they want to go after him. He uses Zoom all the time. Let's get rid of that one. This one here was Zhu Li. Now, who was this one? I think this might have been, it could be Smart Labs. They're a multi-level marketing. I'm not entirely sure what this one was in regards to, but somebody will probably put it in the chat room. But these are warnings put out by the governments. I'm actually curious. I just sort of have to find out who it is now. Some of these documents I've kept. B. Adam. Mailing. Oh, I'm not sure. Anyway, never mind. We'll go back to State of California. They put out a warning about, I think this is We Are All Satoshi, is it? Cease and desist order. 6-page letter. Let's have a look down the bottom here and see who it was targeting. Trade Technologies. That's right. They took $11 million from mum and dad investors, and they were using Zoom. Mars Honda Henderson. She's one of your customers. So is David Chandler. He's one of your customers. So is Troy. You won't know his last name. I don't know his last name. But they used to run Zoom meetings with 3,000 people in them. So you want to go and shut down Mars Henderson. Trade Technologies, that's their cease and desist. They stole $11 million from people. This one is a 104-page letter. And this is all about a company called GS Partners. And they have about 6 different scams. Every single one of those scams has actually been promoted on Zoom. So why are you letting these people promote multi-level marketing on your platform? Now, I've done that wrong. Unfortunately, I need to hit that button. Oh, my goodness, I think I just shut down something. 1 second, please, caller. Tab. Oh, just need to get my sound back. Sound, audio. I'm a professional YouTuber. Sound levels. There it is. I can see what I'm doing now. All right. So there's a scam. I'm guessing 500 million. They've been going quite a while. Hit the right button this time. This one's 18-page document, and this is about trade technology as well, because state of California and the Texas Security Board have done one of them. This one here is on GS Partners. This is also the Texas Security Board. So there's quite a few of these warnings out here. And if you want to employ me, and I can actually point out all these scams and who are doing the fintech. This was a great one. They had they only lasted for about a week. They hired an actor to pretend he was the CEO, and then Texas Security Board put out a warning about him as well. But they were using Zoom to broadcast their opening, which was really exciting. Hyperverse, while that sold $1.9 billion, Keith Williams and Kalpesh Patel, who now lives in Dubai full time, on the 57th floor of some building overlooking the big majestic building they have there. And that's British Columbia Security Commission. They put out a warning. Wee bit late, unfortunately, but they did get their warning out. Now, the New Zealand, we do quite a lot about this because I live in New Zealand. And Boomerang, well, they were selling $500 arbitrage trading licenses, telling people that if they bought a $500 license, they could make $1,500 a day. And then you'd make that $1,500 and you go buy 3 more licenses and make $4,500 a day. Anyway, long story short, 65% of the money that people were paying for these licenses was going back to the affiliates. Yeah, they have a multi-level marketing component to their product. The product was never launched. We actually used our expertise to show the website was generating fake arbitrage trading results, and everyone lost their money. And just recently, they launched again, and they've now called it Protocol Yield instead, claiming that they're going to be doing something better than nothing. It's ridiculous. But they use Zoom. They use Zoom. They use Zoom to do their criminal activities. And I tell you, and you do nothing about it. So I'm showing you government warnings. This one's from New Zealand. This one here is related to GS Partners. It made it all the way to New Zealand. I've got people I know that have borrowed $50,000 to invest in these companies, hoping that when they recruit their friends and their family into it, they get a commission, because Artorias is a fake gold. They have gold on your phone, and they tell people that their money's in a real safe somewhere in the world, but they can't tell you where because it's a secret. But in the meantime, every time you recruit somebody into buying this virtual gold, you get a commission because it's multi-level marketing. Shelley, well, she was convicted in New Zealand, this lady. She was promoting numerous Ponzi schemes and scams via Zoom, and she was fined for $6 million. She never turned up, really. Found her in a few of your Zoom meetings. Don't you sound like I'm saying that you're providing the getaway car for these criminals? A suspected Ponzi scheme. I hate when they use the word suspected. The blockchain era, which has rebranded itself multiple times, actually started up called Lilo Pay, and then it changed itself to WeWe Global, and then it went to blockchain era, and then it changed to X Pro. Now it's called X Pro. X, it's real strange. And now they've renamed it to 2 other names that even I can't keep up with, but they use Zoom. Worldwide too. It's a great service you provide there, but everyone uses Zoom to do multi-level marketing. Look, if you're not going to clean up your act, then why don't you take that out of Section 8 of your policies? I know there's a law in America that's 208, I think it is. It says that you're not responsible for what people do on these platforms, some sort of social media platform, some out for you guys, and you probably use that. But I don't think you are based in America, are you? Hope not. We are all Satoshi. Oh, Sam's baby. Now taken over by Chavez. I was just in a Bloomberg documentary style video that's nearly had 600,000 people look at it. And that was quite good, actually, because the predecessor after Sam, which is Chavez Anwar, that name, the last name, he said if I found out his last name, he was going to give me $10,000. Never paid me, bastard. But that's okay. Anyway, he took over after Sam Lee, the guy that was fined for was charged in connection to a scam with $1.9 billion. Do you know the one? And he was also in the same documentary. But he was arrested by Interpol. Yeah, for 60 days in Dubai, which is really amazing. Anyway, he got let out and he thinks he's free, and he's now trying to start up the same scam again. It's amazing. If you want context, and if you really do want to stop, are you concerned about the amount of scams that use your services? I'm just not quite getting the vibe that you give a shit. Anyways, I'm just telling you about that one. The next one is DAO. Now, DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, which isn't owned by any individual because they want to move the liability. And these are set up normally in the state of Wyoming. And basically, they even use a register that's like, doesn't seem to exist. It's really strange. But anyway, DAO is awesome. And DAO, this is also another gold scam. And this is a rebrand from GS Partners, which we mentioned earlier on. But all these government departments have to keep up with this shit, and they keep doing these warnings to help people, but they are just doing warnings. You guys have the platform. If Zoom shut down tomorrow, God bless its little soul, a lot of the scams would just stop, because other platforms like Google Meets, they don't put up with that bullshit. Skype, bit tricky. And there's another one called R-Link. That looks really cool, but that's really bad because they can't stop people like me going in there and yelling at the top of my lungs that this is a scam. All right, Money Smart, that's Australia. You can have a look at all those names there. They just keep adding to the list. It's just a lot easier. I think I can do them off by heart now. Let's have a go. Hyper Tech, Hyper Capital, Hyper Fun, Hyperverse, Hyper Nation, Hyper Cosmos, Hyper Mall, Hyper Planet, Diversal. That was just one scam. All come out of the same building. Tracked it. You'll see that in the Bloomberg documentary that I was in. Just letting you know. Anyway, there's all the social media and everything that you need to know, just in case you're trying to track down these guys that are using your services. Let's go to the next one. Boomerang. That's that boomerang again. This was real funny, boomerang, because when you threw your boomerang, if it was money, it don't come back. It was quite simple, really. I can't even say the name, but just to humor it. Oritus. That was just another GS Partners. You would think that GS Partners are responsible for a lot of things. Investor Alert. What was that one there? Oh, look, it just goes on. So this is where I hang out, hoping that one of the scams that I've been busting will get a warning. And that gives me rock solid evidence when some person's about to invest who doesn't believe it's a scam. And I'll go, well, wait until the government puts out a warning. But I just wish that Zoom would actually do something about it. US Security Exchange Commission. And these are where we also monitor and we look for all these reports and they come out. So we're on it, you know. So if you want your help cleaning up your act, Zoom, I'm your man. ASIC warns consumers of suspicious investment opportunities in a digital gold wallet. There you go. That's the one I was talking about again. So I can help you. But let's just have a look. Let's just go backwards, right? Here's 120 Ponzi schemes and scams ready to rock and roll, and we will probably stumble across one of them. Now, it is actually 3:32 p.m. in New Zealand as I'm doing this, and all the real scammers are tucked up in bed, thinking they've had a good day scamming using Zoom. Look, Zoom, you need to clean up your act. There's this one, the biggest launch ever. This is really, really good. Do you know that they will give, if you pay $25, they will give you a marketing kit so you can market them. And then when you market them and you recruit people, out of the $25 that you pay, they will give you $10 of that money. But unfortunately, at the moment, they can't take any money because we've had their payment gateway shut down. They were using Tiger Pay, and they were also using Now Payments. And now they're using Green Pay, which is only available in America, apparently. And these companies, when we notify them, they have systems similar to yours sometimes that they don't do nothing. And we just have to keep yelling at them going, they are stealing money. Well, when they use Green Payments, I think it's called, 80 of the payments got reversed and they got bank fees. And that was quite funny. So sometimes we do have little wins, but a big win would be Zoom's representative reaching out to the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger or letting us police the scams that you are letting facilitate, and let business people use Zoom as well. And I'll be your ambassador. So if you really care about these Zooms, meetings and them doing fraudulent information, rather than making it a 2-week exercise to prove that something's a scam, we could just simply enforce your own policy. Section 8 says that you cannot use your services for multi-level marketing. This one that we're looking at the moment has got a 3 times pyramid matrix structure to it. And if you pay your $25 and you get your 5 slides for marketing, as they call it, marketing kit, you get locked into the pyramid. And then they're going to teach you all to be awesome business people. And that's how you're going to make, get this, you won't believe it if I say it, $442,860 a month. Isn't that just amazing? Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, we could do a collab. So here's an example of a live Zoom meeting at the moment. Now, I'm not work for Zoom and I'm not an expert on Zoom. Well, I'm better than you guys because you can't kick me out of your own system. But I want you to listen to this and you tell me whether it sounds like multi-level marketing. I have no idea what these people are talking about, but we're going to learn. You can't hear it. Hold it. Let's see if I can get that going again. I'll just do something fancy with my sound. How do I do that last time? Oh, that's right. It's all in Indian and the guy's funny. So I'll just see if I can get it going again. He's not talking at the moment. Join with audio. Let's see. No sound. No sound yet. No sound yet. Well, that's a bit disappointing, but you can't. I'm going to do clever stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to restart this. So it's quite good actually, because you don't need to do anything special. All I need to do is reload that page, and that will take me out, take me back in, and hopefully we'll get some sound. Because I have 7 different browsers normally open, and I go into these Zoom meetings and cause havoc. That's my dream. That's my purpose.
कोई ऐसा दिन नहीं जो अभी आप बता रहे थे महेंद्र जी कि आपको विड्रॉल या पेमेंट लेने.
Alrighty. So unfortunately, I can't get the sound, which is a bit of a plane. Because I don't actually have a Zoom account because you guys closed down my Zoom account, which I'll explain in a few minutes. And I'm just going to, I can't believe I can't get it.
आज नेटवर्क इंडस्ट्री में हम लोगों
I am
को
kind
जो
of
एक वरदान मिला है वो
tempted.
कोर वरियर्स के रूप
Hey,
में
if I
मिला
lose
है.
the live broadcast, I'm sorry, but
और
you'll
जो
get the
ईश्वर
idea.
का
I'm just going to
वरदान
turn
है
off
कभी
my
मिथ्या
audio
नहीं
and
जाता.
turn it back on
हम
again.
लोग कोर
Sometimes that
वरियर्स
loses
के ब्रांड के
my
नाम को
my live
परचम
stream. And
लहराएंगे.
I'll give it a go and see what happens.
अपना बिजनेस और
So
अपने
thanks for
इनकम
watching.
के
Or
आधार
hopefully
पे
I'll be
हम
here in about
यहाँ
15
पे
seconds. Give me 15 seconds.
एक नई
1,
इतिहास
2,
जो
3, 4,
लिखने
5,
के
6,
लिए
7, 8,
बाकी
9. I'm still here. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Ooh, PS. I'm still here. Podtrack. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's see if it picks up now.
यकीन मानिए साथियों 15 साल के बाद भी
Leave the audio. Start the audio. Somebody's just knocked at the door. Probably the police again. Don't have another trespass notice. Okay, what have we got? It's not working really, is it? Oh, hold on, we've got problems now. Wait. Leave audio. Well, I'm a bit disappointed about that, but anyway, you don't need to hear it. But the point is, if I go here, there's actually 550 people in this Zoom meeting at the moment. And they're all promoting a Ponzi scheme or scam. It's not rocket science. And I'm just sorry that I can't show you that with the sound. But these are all the people with their hands up. And they are not in here doing a church service. They're not in here discussing business. They're talking about investment opportunities where people can make a whole lot of money doing it. I'm just seeing if I can get this going again. I'm really disappointed that my sound is played up because I spent getting these broadcasts right. Right. It's just not going to work, is it? Well, that's unusual for me because normally I get it going by doing what I've just done. So I don't know what's going wrong there. But anyway, you can hear me. I know that. I can see that. Maybe something just decided to break. Disappointing. Anyway, let's carry on. So anyway, there's one meeting for you. And your browser is preventing access to the microphone. Let's have a look here. Reset permissions, secure connection. I'm determined, aren't I? Site settings, privacy, reset permissions, reset. Right. Here we go. Virtual mic. Does that work?
पैसा कमा
Yeah,
रहा
closer, I
हूं
think.
तो ये
Can you hear that in there? Be interesting to know if you can hear that. Don't think you can. Okay. Oh, maybe we reload it. We might be able to get there, and then that would be more exciting. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Not that we're going to sit here and listen to the meeting, but I just want to give you an example of how exciting these meetings can be for people like me in the crypto. No. Oh, you did hear it for a second. Oh. Yeah. I think if I switch it to leave. I don't know what's going wrong there. Anyway, let's carry on. Look, Zoom, it's hard work when I don't have a Zoom account busting these scammers, but I really could appreciate some help. But as I showed you, that's just one meeting that's going at the moment. And CV bot mission. So CV bot is probably the name of this one. I haven't even seen this one before. And if I go to the gallery and I flip through her enough times, I'll probably find some gumpy that's got some sort of logo on here. And normally what I do is I put all these names that you see into a database, and the database looks like something like this. Lots of religious Zooms today, not on my watch, but that's the next thing we'll bust. We'll go after the cults. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, but anyway, let's not go down that track today. What I was going to show you is your audio keeps cutting out. Oh, does it? That's that's probably because I'm clicking a button to turn echo on and off, but it should be pretty stable from now on. I might have just opened up one too many browsers, so maybe we stuffed up on this broadcast a little bit, unfortunately. But we're going to show you my database, and it looks like everything's going wrong. I'm actually going to do something clever. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off and go back to cable, just in case we've got problems with that. So this is a guy. It's fixed. Oh, cool. All right. So what I do is we put everyone that we see in all these people here. We've got over 400 people in this database that you're looking at. Every single one of them is running meetings on Zoom. Every single one of them is running meetings on Zooms, and I can't stop you. So I'll accept Ryan Jew. So give you an example. This is Sharvis Anwar, and he promotes everything to do on Zooms. I've got secret Zoom meetings where they're running missions to exterminate me. I've got videos, of them. We monitor these guys. My point is not only that we go into these Ponzi schemes and scams. Currently, got 132 different Ponzi schemes and scams. All of them are promoted on Zoom, and there's a pattern here. You see, if I go into Deo and I go into one of these videos here. This is just a random video on YouTube. you'll see somewhere along the line here, they'll be promoting this on Zoom. There they go. So here they are in a Zoom meeting, telling people they're going to get rich if they buy gold, and they're going to get commissions along the way. That's called multi-level marketing. So that's what we use with the database. So we're doing more, and we've currently got 6 different countries and 6 different government agencies that are actually using my database when they're looking for information. So we're working with some of them. Even today, we corresponded with one government agency in Alberta after going after Steve again. But unfortunately, we're not going to have any luck running this one today, are we? There's definitely no sound right now of that meeting. Just incredible. I just want to try one thing. Sound effects. Oh, he just said MLM. I wish you heard that. Ponzi Patrol. Screen name. Just going to try some clever stuff.
पे हम सारे लोग मिल करके जो कैसे लंबी उड़ान हम जाने वाले हैं, कहाँ जाने वाले हैं, हम देश ही नहीं विदेश में भी अपना आशियाना बनाने वाले हैं। तो ऐसे चीज को हम लोग वहां पे देखेंगे और हमारा जो गोल मिशन
But obviously we can't understand it. But what we do is we go through and we copy all these people's names and we put them into a database. That's what I would normally do.
मैं भी दंग रह गया कि मैं भी तो अभी तक कुछ ऐसा सोचा ही नहीं था। तो साथियों वो सीन अपना आने वाला है, वो सीन अपने साथ होने वाला है।
After all that effort, I'm now going to turn the sound off because I can't hear myself. So I think that's pretty amazing that these guys have got 529 people in a meeting, all looking to learn how to make money out of. There you go. I knew there's a button that tick, and I didn't have it ticked. Oh, it's so complicated in my life. I'm broadcasting normally on 7 different platforms. I've got Rumble going. So I'm actually doing a public awareness campaign here. I'm doing a cry for help to Zoom. I'm saying to you guys, how come I have more access to these multi-level marketing people than you do? Oh, you do have more access. And if you want a hand to clean up the act, if you really care, which I do not believe you do, unfortunately, then why don't you do something about it? Why don't you come to me? I'll do it free of charge. And I'll give you a list of all these Zoom meetings, which are actually already on my website now. And you can literally clean up the act that's on Zoom at the moment, because surely you don't really want to have people stealing. So this lady here is Mars Honda Henderson, right? She's just removed me from her meeting. She's doing private meetings. And if we went to her YouTube channel, because if you want a list of all the YouTube channels as well, you let me know. We go to Mars Honda Henderson. She used to post all her videos on her YouTube channel, but now what she does is she secretly does everything on your Zoom meetings. So 3 weeks ago was the last time she did a Zoom meeting. And if you go into this meeting here,
on how to use your
you can actually see that she's actually doing training on how to make money from these scams. And she was promoting Trades Technologies. So this is all done on your platform, and these people are using it to teach people how to do multi-level marketing. And if you go through her enough, you'll find other videos that she's done on how to turn $50 into $500. Does that sound like multi-level marketing? She's even got X Bull Run, which is a pump and dump crypto thing. These are all scams that she's running on your platform, which is kind of funny, really. But anyway, she keeps removing me. And then what I'll do is I'll just refresh the page, empty my cache, and away we go again. It'd be good if I had a Zoom account that wasn't going to get. Well, you guys should actually be giving me a Zoom account free of charge that does amazing things. I've interviewed this lady face to face. I know exactly where she lives if you want to go around and see her. But now we're back into the meeting. She told me that she won't let me come into her meeting because I don't come in with my real name. So that is my real name, Danny de Hek. I don't hide. And I'm waiting for the host to start the meeting. And we'll come back to this one in a few minutes, but she'll kick me out there because she loves me. All right, so now we've got the Step Club webinar. And we just sit here and go through all these Zoom meetings. So what I'm saying to you, Zoom, is I'm here to help. There's what I call a filler Zoom that's just left open. I'm coming through here, and Yeah, so you get the idea. So now I'm going to do the pleasure of reading the people and telling them what I've done with Zoom today and why I'm doing this video about Zoom. So if you're ready, brace yourself. First of all, this was my original Zoom account, and I suggested that they had a feature, report scam button on the toolbar. That would be a deterrent. Now, people, when I see 1,000 people in a scam launch, if you got 50 people complaining that was a scam, statistically speaking, it would be pretty accurate. Why don't you do that? How hard can it be? I know you've got a report option, but when you go to the report option and you don't have an account, you can't actually send any documents through. And you're limited to what you can send through. But why not just have a spam button? So I explained it all here. I explained about how we are all Satoshi. I showed you their link. We did have 100 meetings shut down around about. And then we showed you the state of California warning. We told you about all the different scams that were promoted on your platform, which still are, the majority of those scams are actually still promoted on your platform. However, that's still there. Every now and again, I get a message from somebody who's commented on what I've written, and then I can't reply to it because you've removed my account. It's just beautiful, guys. Next one is the next one I said, ensuring safe spaces, urgent call to prevent Ponzi schemes and scams on Zoom. Now, this message is a bit ironic because what we're about to read is you're telling me I'm not allowed to post something about scams on your community area because it's not for the use of doing that. However, here's a message that's been here for well over a year. It's been here since 2023, the 11th November, isn't it? And much the same thing again. And we've had quite a few people write in and correspond about that one. But, it's quite nice when people throw in their 2 cents. A lot of people don't talk about scams because they're too scared they're going to get banned by people who put their hand up and say, I agree with what the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger is saying. So that's an old message, urgent call to prevent Ponzi schemes and scams on Zoom, but deaf ears once again. Let's go next door. Right, so this is what this is the email I received from Zoom yesterday, and it basically says, thanks for sharing your concerns. We understand this is a frustrating situation. I'm not trying to help myself. I'm trying to help people, mum and dad investors. So it's not about me getting frustrated. But anyway, this was the most bullshit letter I've ever read. Down the bottom, I decided to write a reply to them about this. And I basically copied the blog that I'm about to show you guys. But when I went to send it, it says you've reached the limit of private messages that you can send for now. Please try again later. And this was to their support team. So I can't write a reply to Alex Brown, even though I haven't sent any messages today. It tells me that I've reached my limit. What the heck's going on there? So I just had to laugh my head off when you think you can't even help them report these scams. So it just gets ridiculous. Right, so now we're just going to have a look at the blog. So that's me with my thumbs down. Zoom's there. I'm not happy with Zoom. They facilitate scams. They provide the runaway vehicle. Now, this might be a bit tongue-in-cheeky, but have a listen to my blog.
Zoom, the preferred platform for Ponzi schemes, as long as you don't try to stop them. Danny de Hek. Let me tell you what it's like trying to hold criminals accountable in 2025. Yesterday, I submitted a detailed complaint to Zoom about how their platform is being exploited daily by scammers running multi-level marketing frauds, Ponzi schemes, and high-yield investment programs targeting vulnerable people. Not only did I include clear evidence, but I referenced Zoom's own terms of service, specifically Section 8, which prohibits using the platform for multi-level marketing or deceptive financial activity.
Yeah. So how did Zoom respond is the question. Listen to this.
How did Zoom respond? With a condescending form letter that reads like it was crafted by a PR intern trained in gaslighting. The message, from a representative named Alexis, wasn't just dismissive. It was a masterclass in corporate buck passing and institutional indifference. They began by thanking me for raising concerns, then promptly explained why they wouldn't publish my post on their community forum. Apparently, exposing scams is a violation of their mutual support culture.
Their mutual support culture. So, talking about scams, is a violation of their neutral support culture. So they have a culture. I am a little bit curious about to what the culture is actually about. But anyway, let's carry on. My computer on the other screen is telling me I've got an error message, so let's hopefully...
Yes, you read that right. Exposing criminal behavior equals bad. Facilitating the scams themselves, totally fine. Just don't make it public. Zoom claims they don't monitor meetings proactively. Understandable. But they also admit they won't investigate unless provided specific, verifiable information. That might sound reasonable. Until you realize they've been provided exactly that hundreds of times, including over 120 meeting links promoting known Ponzi schemes, recordings of live Zoom sessions where leaders recruit victims under false pretenses, evidence of schemes like We Are All Satoshi, Pluto BNB, and Hyperverse, all using Zoom to lure in investors with get-rich-quick pitches.
Get-rich-quick pitches, not bitches. Anyway, so we have done it. We have provided them everything in the past, right? And we're still going on. This is a great blog, by the way.
What's Zoom done with this information? Nothing. In fact, I'm the one who got banned, not the criminals. My account was shut down after I live-streamed a Zoom meeting and exposed a scammer's name and payslip, public info that was voluntarily shared in the meeting. Apparently, protecting a scammer's feelings is more important to Zoom than protecting innocent people from financial ruin.
Actually, ChatGPT got that a little bit wrong, because we managed to, well, not we, what's his name? Bob managed to get to, he got access to being able to share Carl Miller's computer. And Carl Miller actually had his payslip on his desktop. So Bob managed to share his payslip. Sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted here. Share his payslip to the world. And then I was streaming at the time. And then Zoom came along and had a look at me streaming, seeing that I'm sharing someone's payslip on the screen while I'm streaming their Zoom meeting. So I didn't technically share the payslip. Zoom allowed someone to click the wrong button and let some person that's trying to stop a scam grab somebody's payslip and broadcast it to a Zoom meeting in front of all these people, a sensitive document. And then I was just the innocent bystander broadcasting that information. And then they used that to say that we're going to kick Danny de Hek out because he broke our terms and conditions with privacy. So you enforce your privacy policies when it suits you. But when I show you 120 plus tabs of people who are running multi-level marketing, you want me to do what? Use the report feature on the Zoom meeting when I see a scam? I can't, because you've banned my Zoom account. And anyone with their right mind who's doing what I'm doing won't use a Zoom account to access these meetings, because people can report our Zoom accounts and we lose them. And then we can't monitor, or we can't participate. So it's tricky, needless to say.
Here's the real kicker. We enforce our standards consistently to protect the safety and privacy of everyone on the platform. Unless, of course, you're a scammer. Then you can recruit, deceive, and defraud people freely, as long as you don't accidentally expose a spreadsheet or mention your job seeker income on camera.
Yeah, so for example, we've got a scammer at the moment called Carl Miller, earns $738.60 a fortnight. And he had his payslip. He's on the unemployment, trying to tell people how to make themselves gazillionaires, selling boomerang licenses. And see, now I've got that in there. See, isn't that clever? And then I've got selling licenses so people can make $1,500 in a day. And when they launched, they made 20 to 60 cents a day. And we proved it was all arbitrage trading. So it's a bit really sick, really, isn't it? So let's be honest, Zoom. Let's have a look. We're going to carry on reading your blog. Hopefully this blog will get
Let's
to
be
the
honest.
right person.
Zoom has become the go-to platform for Ponzi schemes.
Good on you,
They
Zoom.
offer a virtual stage, zero oversight, and a convenient excuse. We didn't know what was happening. It's the same playbook used by Facebook, Telegram, and now even YouTube. where AI strikes target truth tellers faster than criminals.
So I say this in quite a few meetings. I went along to this meeting here, right? The Global Financial Crime Summit 2024. 150 other delegates from around the world got together. A lady on the stage was doing a keynote speech, and she pointed at me and she said, what you got to do is do what the YouTubers doing if you want to stop these criminals, and that causes disruption. And that's all we're trying to do. So if you gave me a Zoom account that was bulletproof and you didn't take it off me every time I broke your terms and conditions, just turn a blind eye to it, I could be even a more lethal weapon. But instead, I got to use a web browser. And I do lots of clever things to cause disruption, because we can't get the police and we can't get the FBI or the IRS to do anything about these criminals. It's really, really hard, because they tell us it's all one-sided information. That's why we give them access to my database. And we don't see many arrests. We've only had one guy arrested, and he got done for drug charges, and then it was money laundering. And then if they had to use the third one, which was providing crypto investment opportunities, that was Bitcoin Rodney. And we're still waiting for Brenda Chunga to be charged for her connection. She only turned over $640 million worth of hyperburst money in America, and reckons she only ever took home $1 million. She's the victim now.
What makes this worse is that Zoom is fully aware of the problem. I've spent months submitting links, evidence, and videos. I've even live streamed the crimes in progress. And every time, their trust and safety team shrugs and mumbles something about preponderance of evidence, while giving me the boot. They say they understand my frustration. No, Zoom, you enable it.
Yeah, think about that. They understand my frustration. You don't, and you don't care. It's all PC stuff. I used to do talks at Toastmasters, and they used to say afterwards you'd give an evaluation of somebody who's just done a speech. And the way to do it properly is to give them what you call a shit sandwich. And that's where you give, that was a great speech, Danny. You really captured the audience, and the audience was amazed and mesmerized when you spoke. However, in the middle there, you started to use notes, and we got distracted by what you were actually saying. And I feel if you got rid of the notes, you would have given a more fluent speech. However, Danny, I can't wait for your next talk. I really want to learn about scams and Ponzi schemes and scams. That's what you call a shit sandwich, you see. You commendation, recommendation, and then I've forgotten how it worked. I don't go to Toastmasters anymore. But my point is, this is condescending.
If you're reading this, ask yourself, why is Zoom more concerned about silencing whistleblowers than stopping financial abuse? Why do their terms of service prohibit MLMs and Ponzi schemes, yet those meetings run every single day? And what would happen if more creators, journalists, and victims called this out publicly? I'll keep naming names and showing up in these meetings until Zoom either bans all scammers, or finally admits they are just another platform profiting from silence.
Yeah, are you really profiting from silence? I mean, look, this meeting's finished now, so I'll hit refresh. But I've just scooted through about 100 Zoom meetings that are, I'm like a fisherman. And I sit here waiting for these Zoom meetings to pop up. And then I go in there, or even go in there with my real name, because it's more fun when I go in there with a real name. They actually get scared of me now. Ooh, the tech dramatic, whatever that means. Biggest launch ever. So we just go through the whole list. There'll be a meeting. Oh, we're back to the start again. So what can you do to help? So if you are sitting here, well, first of all, if you are in the Zoom meetings, do report the meetings that you see. We found out that normally 10 reports would get a meeting reset, and they would lose their Zoom account, and then they would have to start up another one the next day. I literally cannot create a Zoom account anymore, because they have got my MAC address on my phone, and if I use my iPad or anything else to create an account, as soon as I go live, it seems to know it's me. So you can ban these peoples and get their MAC addresses. You can do the due diligence. The other thing I'm banned on is Facebook. Somebody reported me to Facebook for running a scam, would you believe? And now I can't get myself a Facebook account. Doesn't matter what I do, they seem to always figure out where it's coming from. So they must have some clever technology. Maybe go have a yarn to Mark if you're struggling to, police the scam. If you're struggling to police the people that are running scams, you can employ me, or go to Mark Zuckerberg and ask him how he does it. It works. But obviously, I don't think you give a shit at the moment, unless you do. And if you are listening to this, we've given up on Zoom. So we asking the public to help now.
Want to help? Share this post. Report Ponzi meetings you come across. And if you're Zoom leadership reading this, do your job. For transparency, my name is Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I investigate crypto scams and expose MLM frauds. My work has been featured in Bloomberg's 2025 expose on Dubai's crypto underworld. You can watch it here. https://u-tube/qqzxikfidg. Zoom banned me, but I'm still watching.
And out of interest, every time I get like the Guardian newspaper, ABC News, CNN, we've got Bloomberg, obviously, the New York Times. Every time they contact me, I tell them that there's two culprits that could make a lot of difference in the scam fighting world, and that is Zoom and also YouTube. You go to YouTube, it's just proliferate. We just had one YouTuber shut down his YouTube channel because he was scared of us. He said we did a good job. He's even corresponding me with today, which is quite funny. But we have got evidence of this guy doing more than just, investment opportunities, which is quite a hard case. So to be fully transparent, in this blog, which I'm going to put in the chat room if you really want to go have a listen to it, it's in the chat room now. You can hear the letter of how they wrote to me, and this is their letter from Zoom. This is what you get if you're the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and you're trying to stop people doing multi-level marketing.
Hello Danny de Hek. You have received a private message in the Zoom community. Subject, Re. Why was I banned for exposing criminals while Zoom hosts the scams? From Alexis Brown Day. The 18th of April 2025, 10:18 a.m. Hi DANNNY Hek. Thank you for sharing your concerns within your community post. Why was I banned for exposing criminals while Zoom hosts the scams? We understand this is a frustrating situation, and we want to provide some clarity around both our enforcement process and why your post will not be published on the community forum.
Yes, not going to publish my post because they want to walk away from the truth. That's why.
We reviewed your submission carefully, but due to the nature of the post, specifically accusations against other users, we've decided to not allow the post. Our community spaces are meant to foster constructive discussion and mutual support, but public accusations, especially those involving sensitive or unverifiable claims, can lead to harm.
Now that's why I did this video, because I was sitting here reading this. First out, I don't think I actually mentioned anybody in the post that I did yesterday. I've got it there, but I'm not going to go into it. I don't need to, but if you want to, I can prove it, because you can go to yesterday's live and watch it. But I didn't mention any individuals, so I don't know where they've come up there. And public, they're trying to make, I feel like I'm the criminal by reporting people that are using their platform for multi-level marketing purposes. It's absolutely incredible. So I'm blown away. But anyway, that's why I'm doing this live.
To your broader point, we want to acknowledge your original intent may have been to expose potential harmful or fraudulent activity. That said, sharing someone's private information, even in the context of exposing wrongdoing, is a violation of our acceptable use guidelines.
So the thing is, it's really sick, is that they're telling me that I broke their guidelines. So that's why they removed my Zoom account, which I don't really need and care about. Save me $20 a month. Maybe that's it. And now what they're telling me is they don't want to enforce their guidelines, or their acceptable use guidelines, which is Section 8, where you're not allowed to use their platform for multi-level marketing. So it seems like double standards, really. And I can actually go to them and show them Zoom meetings where Grace Zumba, a federal judge, has actually been using their platform, and they have actually shut those meetings down. And the same lady who's using Zoom right now to run those meetings every day is using your services again, just like I'm using your services to expose these bastards without an account. She's actually got herself an account where she logs in with username and password and runs Zoom meetings, and she's been banned. So do you not care about that? Or can you not talk to me because of privacy? Because you want to respect a federal judge who's been kicked out, publicly reprimanded, running a Ponzi scheme that's the founder of it has been charged for $1.9 billion worth of in connection to a $1 billion Ponzi scheme, Sam Lee, who started We Are All Satoshi, which turned into affiliate marketing 3.0. You know, it's just stupid.
We have a responsibility to enforce those standards consistently to ensure and protect the safety and privacy of everyone on the platform. That's why accounts involved in sharing private or personally identifiable information are subject to action, regardless of motive.
You have a responsibility to enforce those standards. Well, why aren't you enforcing them? Sorry? I'll say it again. Why aren't you enforcing them? I'm showing you right now 120 tabs. I've given you access to my bookmarks of all these Zoom meetings that are running meetings promoting multi-level marketing, and you're telling me that you want to be consistent. Do you not know the meaning of the word consistent?
We also want to address your concern about certain meetings being allowed to continue. We do not proactively monitor user meetings for content and rely entirely on user reports to investigate potential abuse.
That is incredible. So you don't monitor the meetings, probably because of privacy, and you rely entirely on user reports to investigate potential abuse. So when you say investigate, what do you investigate? Do you not look at YouTube? Do you not see people streaming? You provide a service on Zoom where people can connect it to their YouTube account and broadcast to YouTube while they're in the Zoom meeting, don't you? So when people connect their API key to Zoom and to their YouTube channel, which is public, well, a lot of them are, some of them aren't, but the ones that are public, you could go to those YouTube channels and see what content they are broadcasting using your services. That would be really easy. And once again, I'm available if you need a hand to clean up your act. Because at the moment, you might think I'm a condescending and I'm having a go at Zoom. Well, I am having a go at you guys because you're doing fuck all about it. And I'm happy to help. I'm happy to say, no worries, guys. I didn't really want my Zoom account. What I want is to you guys stop being the getaway vehicles for these criminals. I mean, really? You rely solely on people to report the meetings. I'm watching them and I can't report the meetings because you've banned me because I shared a criminal's payslip. Are you shitting me?
While reporting tools are available, and we encourage to use them, these types of schemes are often deliberately opaque or hidden. That makes them difficult to verify, and our ability to act is limited by the evidence we receive. We operate on a preponderance of evidence.
Well, the evidence you receive, what about a cease and desist letter from the state of California for the We Are All Satoshi? Go search for it. It's pretty easy to find. And what about this Texas State Security Board about trades technologies? They were pretty easy to find. And you've got Mars Honda Henderson, who's running a Zoom meeting right now, who is blocking me from getting into a Zoom meeting, who's promoting a thing called, I think it's BeyondBit, which is a fake CEO guy behind it all. Well, I don't even know what she's doing. I think it's another one called EUI or it's just crazy. But anyway.
We operate on a preponderance of evidence standard, which means that unless a report includes specific, verifiable information, we may not have enough to act as quickly or decisively as we'd like.
Well, what about not acting at all? I mean, employ me. Pay me $10 a week to work for Zoom, and I'll sign your privacy shit. And then I can help you find these Zoom meetings that are doing this, you know. And then the last part, I mean, come on.
We know how frustrating that can be.
No, you don't.
Especially when you feel like you're trying to do the right thing.
Oh.
We're constantly working to make a platform safer for everyone, and we encourage reporting concerning activity via our trust form.
Thank you for your understanding, Alex. Well, that was just a absolutely thumbs down. Absolutely. Look at Danny. He's not even very happy today, and that is me. Do you think that version makes me look old? Younger? I don't know. Anyway, so that's me. I didn't want to go on about too long. What we'll do is, while we're here, we'll just have a wee quick look through here to see if there's any Zoom meetings. I'll show you some of the disruptions that we do. I could tell you some features that you shouldn't have that really make it easy for us, which make me laugh. But we're going through all these meetings now. You can probably see all these meetings. And if you're clever enough, you could zoom in on this very presentation that I'm doing right now. There's Mars Honda Henderson there. You just need to, how do I say, I'm doing this in 1080, so you should be able to enlarge this and you'll be able to get her ID number. And from her ID number, which is that one there, 34942491 9496. I'll say it again, 3494249196. I'll probably memorize that now in my brain. And that's your Zoom number. So in all these other ones, just take your time. I'll just go through them slowly, pause the screen, grab the ID numbers, and then just shut down their Zoom accounts, because these guys are modern day thieves and they're using your getaway vehicles. Now, if you don't care, that's great, because every time a news media company ring me up and they tell me what would I do if I had a choice, I would say I would go after Zoom. Now, I know you've already been fined $87 million by some person that claimed some breach of privacy. What about being ethical in business? I mean, Zoom made its way to fame with COVID, and I just think so. Anyway, it's, as I said, it is 4:14 in the afternoon here on Saturday in New Zealand, and I'm going to leave these open, and I might pop up a live later on if something exciting happens. But I just wanted to do this to Zoom, and I'm still reckon that I'm a better looking person than the AI version of me. But I thought it was quite good. Thank you, Jelly Snack, for being in the chat room there with me. It was getting blown. And also, Microsoft Certified Trainer. GS Partners goes way beyond multi-level marketing. It's organized crime. I like that. It's very true. We'll click that and put that across the top of the screen. Skype is end of life. Shuts down next month. No way. I didn't know that. It's good to know. So we're back to... what are we doing? Webinar software. And we've had some funny ones, and we can shut them down. That R-Link one. I'll just show you, Zoom, what other people are doing. If I come here, there is another one called Meet. It's called r-link.com. And this is where they're all going to go. So I go in here as P. Smith, and then I click on here, checking my camera. There I am. It's me waving. Hello, everyone. Virtual background if I want. I can upload one if I want. Oh, we're getting distracted now. Hold up. I think I saw one then. There, we use that one there. Look at that. Now I'm looking good. So Zoom does have brilliant software. And now I'm going to join with video. And let's connecting. And there's this old guy called Graham Frame. And he promotes multi-level marketing. It says the R-Link will start when host arrives. Please stand by. And we monitor these rooms as well. But most people use Zoom. So Zoom, as my blog says, Zoom is the preferred platform for Ponzi schemes, as long as you don't try and stop them. They don't like it when you try and stop them. And there's my thumbs going down, Zoom, fix Zoom. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyway, so there we go. I could work for Zoom. That would be quite exciting, wouldn't it? Imagine the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger being paid $10 a week to work for Zoom to help them clean up their... All these guys would hate me. I would just be living the dream, I say. Hey, look, short broadcast, hopefully a good broadcast. Sorry about the sound problems in the middle. Danny didn't get enough sleep one night and forgot to click a button and the sound wasn't coming through. But you get the idea. I do kind of like... I hate ending a Zoom, I'll be honest, when I know that I've got all these Zoom meetings open, because it takes me quite a long time to log in. But there's bound to be one starting soon, and I'll just have a wee quick look before we end the live. Oh, I saw one that says waiting for has joined. Oh, has joined. We'll let them know that you were here. So this one here could be firing up any minute. And it's 17 past. Normally they start in the hour. I think that's actually... And this is Coach A's. And if you have been watching the channel, we will just do a little bit of an advert. We've got a couple of lives coming up, which is going to be quite good. I've actually got a whole video of... we've got this guy here. We've got a really interesting video coming up about him. And what else we're going to do? Something really interesting. We've started a new guy that we're going to do. I'm going to see if I've got his YouTube channel, but I found a new guy, which I thought, oh my goodness, this guy is just as bad. And I don't even know if it's there. I think Doug Jones. I'm going to find it. I'll go back into our database. But I'm looking forward to doing... I've already sent him an email. Anthony, there it is. So Anthony is... it's not Anthony. I'm going to go back to home. We're going to go to Meet Ponzi Scheme and Scams. Anthony, this guy here. And we're going to have a look at his YouTube account when we find it. Oh, there it is. But this guy is a shocker. When I looked at his page yesterday, he's promoting all these Ponzi schemes. He looked like he used to be quite a successful motivational coach at the start, but now he's promoting all these Ponzi schemes and scams. So I've actually written to this guy asking him how he sleeps at night promoting these known Ponzi schemes and scams. Novotel, Novatech Group, you name it, Oak Smart, you know, all the bad ones, he's been promoting them. And I saw this thing saying, a video saying how he lost $12,000 in a Ponzi scheme, and then he basically goes on to show 4 other Ponzi schemes that you could do to trade your way out of it, and it was quite amazing. But yeah, definitely going to go after that guy. So some exciting stuff coming up, I tell you. But let me build more of a database on him before we do an expose on him, and it will be really, really exciting. So I just wanted to make sure there's nothing else happening here. Waiting for host to start, 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 and back to the thumbs down. That's me. I'm out of here. Thank you here for being here, Jelly Snack, and also Microsoft Certified Trainer. It's a short one, but a good one. I like to think that. I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Another hour and 5 minutes of my life that I'm not going to get back. But come on, Zoom, do something about this. We could actually make a difference. Wouldn't you like to make a difference? You guys have made more money than the bull can shit. When COVID happened, everyone was using your platform. Zoom was like a place, it was like a warm blanket that you could put around you when you were sitting at home alone. You can ring up your friends, you can keep in touch with your families. Have you lost your core values? Is that what you've lost? Get back with it, mate. Don't become the spam capital facilitator of the world. Don't do that. Clean up your act. I'm here to help you. Look, I'm reaching out to you. Here's my hand. Gonna help you. Help you. Let me hold your hand, Zoom. Bring you into the good side. The Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I want you to stop facilitating criminal activity. Is that too much to ask? Do you really want that? We want you to do it. And look, we would love to say that Zoom is one of our Avengers. Stop the scam. Stop the spam. Stop the scam. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. See you in the next live broadcast. I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger.